Site Utilities Takeoff. Starting on the Takeoff screen, click the phase drop-down to ensure that you are using the correct phase for the job, which in this case is Site Utilities. If we then look at the bottom of the screen, notice how IntelliBid has put us in the corresponding library, which is Library 10, Site and Duct Bank. Remember, everything at the bottom of the screen is selected with a single click. We'll start by clicking on Duct Bank Mixed Sizes, and then we are going to choose PVC Schedule 40 with Trench. Then we're going to choose a 10-foot duct bank. In the Assembly Groups window that appears next, we will check off the sizes that we need. When finished, we'll click the Takeoff button to commit our changes. The Quantity window appears next. The first thing we like to do is put in a comment for our assembly so we can better identify what it is later. These are for our duct banks, so that's what we'll enter. Next, we'll click over to the number pad to enter our quantities. For the trench length, we'll put 200 feet, and then click Enter Prompt to commit. For the number 1-inch PVC, we'll enter 1, and then click Enter Prompt. For the number 2-inch PVC, we'll enter 2, and then Enter Prompt. For the number 4-inch PVC, we'll enter 4, and then click Enter Prompt. Finally, for the number 6-inch PVC, we'll enter 6, and then click Enter Prompt to commit the change and finish. Now, if we look back at the bottom of the screen, we can click the red X buttons to close the library window so that they aren't in our way as we review the Takeoff screen. Okay, if we look at our Takeoff screen, line 1 shows the comment line, which is what we added earlier. Right below that is the assembly name, and that's marked by a red square icon. Then we can see that the remaining lines are showing the options that we selected for our assembly earlier. It shows us all of our pipe footage here. We can see the cement. We have the hand trim, the machine trench, the clay trench, and so forth. They've given the rebar and everything else needed to install this duct bank. Great! Now let's continue on by adding some other assemblies from the library at the bottom of the screen. We're going to single-click Duct Bank Mixed Sizes again. This time we will choose a utility pole riser and select with a single click. We are also going to choose a Schedule 40 2-inch with a single click. The Assembly Groups window appears. It is here where we will select the elbow that we need, which will be a Schedule 40 90-degree elbow. We'll click the Takeoff button to commit. The Quantity window appears next. For the comment, we'll put in Utility Pole Riser, and then click over to the number pad on the right side of the window to enter our values. For my number of elbows, we'll select 1, and then click Enter Prompt. For our number of runs, we select 2 runs, and then Enter Prompt. For the riser height, we'll put 20 feet, and then Enter Prompt. Finally, we'll use the red X buttons to close the library windows at the bottom of the screen. If we look back at our Takeoff screen, line 19 shows the assembly comment. Line 20 with the red square is the name of the assembly. If we look further down the list, we see what we are getting with this particular assembly. The elbow, some PVC Schedule 40, the coupling, the cement, bolts, and so forth. Okay, we will now do one other Takeoff for good measure. I'm going back to the library at the bottom of the screen. If we look at the left column, we'll click on Duct Bank Mixed Sizes again. And this time, we're going to select a stub-up assembly with a single click. For the stub-up assembly, we're going to choose Schedule 40 2-inch with a single click. Again, the Assembly Groups window appears, and it is here where we will select the elbow that is needed, and then we'll go with the plastic bushing. We then click the Takeoff button to commit the change and move on to the next step. The Quantity window appears. For the comment, we'll say this is a stub-up 2-inch. Now we'll click over to the number pad on the right and enter our values. For number of elbows, we'll enter 1 and then click Enter Prompt. For number of runs, we'll enter 2 and then click Enter Prompt. We'll close the library windows with the red X buttons. Now, if we look back at our Takeoff screen, we can see our 2-inch stub-up comment, assembly name, and what we're getting, which are the elbows, coupling, 10 feet of PVC Schedule 40, cement, adapter, lock nuts, bushings, and more. Thanks for watching this Conest tip video. Like this video and subscribe to our channel to get more tips and to keep up to date with Conest software systems.